Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sideline Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Nabeca, as we bring you to episode 21 of the podcast. Tragic news striking us on Sunday morning at 9:45 a.m. on January 26, 2020. The world lost an iconic athlete in Kobe Bryant, along with his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna Bryant, along with 7 others. Tragic news in Southern California and all around the world. Many NBA All-Stars were awestruck in the news and very devastated about the news, along with the Bryants, along with Dwayne Wade, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, just to name a few NBA All-Stars that were awakened with some devastation. Kobe, the 20-year career that he had with the NBA over with the Los Angeles Lakers is the longest career that any NBA player has ever played in the NBA. He is a 5-time NBA champion, winning 2000, 2001, and 2002, along with winning in 2009 and 2010. He is also a 2-time gold medal winner in the Olympics, also an 18-time All-Star, and also a 4-time NBA All-Star MVP. So Kobe Bryant, a very big player and very much lost in this one. So Kobe, you will be missed, and rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, to Gianna, and the other 7 that were lost in the flight Sunday morning. Welcome back to Sideline Sports Podcast, presented by Lean Mean Meals. Make sure to get your meal prep done with Mish Dominguez to get your breakfast, your lunch, and even your dinner. They also have your detox juices along with your cold brew coffee. And make sure to use my promo code SIDELINE10 to save yourself 10% off on all of your orders. I'll make sure to put the link down in the description down below. But you know what? Let's get things started. I'm Alex Naveja, your host of Sideline Sports Podcast, where if you're not on the sideline, it's not Sideline Sports Podcast. You know, let's talk about the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. We have San Francisco 49ers taking on against the Kansas City Chiefs. We got a great one for you guys. You know, Jimmy Garoppolo coming in this year and just coming in red hot. But you know what? I can't give all the credit to Jimmy G. That defense is outstanding for the 49ers. And of course, you know, you look at Kansas City and they just look absolutely ridiculous. Look at what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do. They took out the red hot Tennessee Titans, who took out both the Patriots and both the Baltimore Ravens. So pretty good Super Bowl in our hands right here. We got the battle of both an offensive and a very good defensive team in the 49ers, and we have a defense crusher in Patrick Mahomes, and they even have a good defense going for themselves as well. So it's going to be a pretty interesting Super Bowl. But, you know, talking about this, breaking it down, you know, the 49ers had a pretty tough task as well. Before even going into the playoffs, they had to beat out their division rival and the Seattle Seahawks. And that one was a really close game. For those of you that tuned into that Sunday night game, where it was just a game that went neck and neck for that NFC West position to take that division, to take that top seed and take the number 1 seed. That loss ended up bringing down the Seattle Seahawks to, I believe, the 3 seed. So it allowed the Packers to even pass on the Seattle Seahawks. So it made the Seahawks get down to a really low seed, maybe 3 or 4. I'm going to say either 3 or 4 for the Seattle Seahawks. But very tough task for the 49ers. They've had to play some pretty tough opponents. I mean, they've had to play against the Vikings. They've had to play against the Green Bay Packers, and none are easy tasks for the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, the Vikings, they put up a pretty great year this year, and Mike Zimmer just put up a great team altogether for the Vikings. And just, you know, Zimmer being very well known for being a defensive coach as well, and just making sure as being the head coach we're addressing the defense first. But even then, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo and that defense, They got work done and they defeated the Vikings. Then going over to Green Bay, that was another game that, a lot of people were saying, that's 49ers all the way. 49ers slaughtered Green Bay back then in Sunday Night Football. So, you're thinking, okay, this is Aaron Rodgers in his prime. This is him in the playoffs. This is him in the fourth quarter. This is about the clutchest quarterback that you can put out there on the field. So I'm thinking something different. So just the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo has been able to eliminate this competition in the NFC is ridiculous. I think it could have been a different story if maybe the New Orleans Saints maybe were in the story, but not the case here. Vikings eliminating the New Orleans Saints early in the playoffs, and I know they're in the mix of still looking for a quarterback. I know Drew Brees is looking into retirement, and I'm getting off topic right now, but it's been a very tough task for the San Francisco 49ers, but you know what? It's been a great season for the 49ers, and just to make it as far here in the Super Bowl as possible, that's great, that's remarkable. And I could definitely tell you that Jimmy Garoppolo definitely took a lot of notes from Tom Brady back in his day as a Patriot, and I know Garoppolo learned a lot from that duo right there from Bill Belichick and also Tom Brady. So I know that he learned a lot from that duo there, and just to be able to shadow someone so successful like Tom Brady, that gives you a lot. It gives you a lot of knowledge, and it gives you a lot of power on your side when you shadow someone as successful as Tom Brady for the 49ers. And Mike Shanahan putting up a very impressive team. I mean, absolutely a great team put together this year for the 49ers. I mean, head coach, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, everything's been great to the 49ers, and absolutely a phenomenal year. And if they end up going down here in the Super Bowl, you cannot be disappointed if you're the 49ers. Just being able to flip that team around. I mean, even then when Jimmy Garoppolo was traded from the Patriots to the 49ers, he didn't even lose a game. So that short amount of time that he had during that season, he wasn't able to change that whole entire season last year. But, I mean, still made a difference for the 49ers just to show, wow, look at what this guy has done. He hasn't even lost a game for us. I know we only had 4 or 5 games left, and look at what he's done for us so far. So the fact that potentially Jimmy Garoppolo in his first full year as an NFL quarterback and even as a 49er to potentially win it, that's pretty phenomenal right there for the 49ers. Now, let's flip on over to the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, hasn't been an easy task for them either. I mean, the Chiefs they've almost gotten eliminated. I mean, think back to the Houston Texans. I mean, the Texans were up 21-0 in the first half. 21-0. I believe that was just in the first quarter. The second quarter was that's when Patrick Mahomes just out of nowhere just woke up and just started playing some A1 football. I mean, A1 football. Just, how do you defend this guy? He was sitting in the pocket, had time, was able to throw, or even then, when they were coming in with the blitz and the defensive line was getting the better end of the O-line, Mahomes was great at getting out of the pocket and running his way to get a first down or even more. So, a phenomenal quarterback that he is. And you know what? He has some great wide receivers to turn to as well. I mean, look at his tight end too. I mean, Travis Kelce, potentially the next biggest tight end other than Rob Gronkowski. I mean, Gronk, your time, it's done. I mean, I know you're retired this season, but you know what? The new biggest tight end now is Travis Kelce. This guy can get it done. This guy is Mahomes' go-to guy. When it's third down, I'm looking for Kelce. I'm looking for that big fella right there, and I'm passing it to him all day, all the way. And you know what? It's going to be a tough task, I'm going to have to say, for Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, this guy just does not fear pressure. Pressure can look at him dead in the eyes, and he won't even be afraid. This is one dangerous quarterback, and you know, this is going to be the new wave of talented quarterbacks. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson. Look at what he's done this year. I mean, look at what Mahomes has done for the past couple years already. So I mean, he's already putting up a very successful resume. He was a couple plays away from going to the Super Bowl last year. But, the Patriots going to overtime, taking it to overtime, and, Brady being Brady, eliminating the Chiefs in overtime, and just what a game that was right there. But, this is Patrick Mahomes' time right now. It's his turn right now. So Patrick Mahomes, as long as he continues to do what he's doing and his O-line could just fight off that defense of the 49ers, then it's going to be a pretty fun one. But we're going to take an early break here in the 22 West studios. But when we come back, we're going to talk about who my pick is for the Super Bowl and potentially more. So don't forget, come back here after this commercial, but don't forget, if you're not on the sideline, it's not Sideline Sports Podcast.
What's up, guys? This is Mish Dominguez, NPC Men's Physique Competitor, and you're watching Sideline Sports Podcast.
Welcome back to Sideline Sports Podcast, presented by Lean Mean Meals. Again, I'm Alex Naveja, and we're talking about the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida. So, hype is already getting built up over there in Florida, and, it's going to be a jam-packed one. It's going to be a fun one to take in. And we were just talking about the pros of each team, and, we're going to talk about the picks, or my pick, I'm going to say, again, in this Super Bowl. You know what? I know a lot of you guys are going to be very disappointed with my pick, but you know what? I have a lot of faith in the Kansas City Chiefs. This is their year. Patrick Mahomes is going in there just like a fireball right now. He's going in there red hot right now, eliminating the hot team and the Tennessee Titans. And, it just goes, when you defeat the hot team and when you're in the playoffs hot and you got that winning streak going, Kansas City Chiefs can't be beat. They are absolutely hot right now, and just the way Patrick Mahomes plays and just the way he's able to read the defense and being able to just find the open man and just search through the pocket and all, it is such an amazing thing to watch. Just to watch Mahomes play, just to watch him play, it's so fun. Just ridiculous what he can do, and just this guy is the real deal. This is going to be the new wave of quarterbacks. This is what they're going to look like. Lamar Jackson, one of those new generation quarterbacks. And look at what he did. During the season, postseason, not exactly the best we saw there from Lamar Jackson, but You can't go against Mahomes. You really can't go against him. He just knows how to dissect defenses. But not to say, for the 49ers, it's easier said than done. But once you put the pressure on Mahomes, you got to stop that running game. Because once you go through that O-line, then Mahomes is very good at getting out of the pocket. It kind of reminds you a little bit of that Aaron Rodgers style. Once the D-line starts to go through your O-line, then Aaron Rodgers was a quarterback that was very good at just escaping the pocket or move wherever. So, just easily said right there. You got to put the pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And, put the pressure really on those wide receivers too. Those wide receivers are excellent in getting some open looks. And, if you're going to aim for someone to get A1 coverage on, do it on Travis Kelce. Expect it, and it's going to happen to go to Travis Kelce on the third down. They're going to try to go with a short pass on the third down, however many yards are left, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 2, whatever it is. Even not 3rd and 2, they may run the ball there. But, if it's like a 35, 36 situation there, expect Mahomes to pass it there to Travis Kelce. And, Kelce, I think he's going to have himself an excellent game. And, I think he's going to be the Super Bowl MVP right there. But if you're the 49ers looking to put a stop to the Chiefs, best bet, put the pressure on the hot man himself and Patrick Mahomes. Now, if you're the Chiefs trying to put the stop on the 49ers, good defense. Good defense. And as long as you can stop Jimmy Garoppolo, because that's another guy that's just ridiculous. Not exactly the greatest in getting out of the pocket like how Mahomes is, but if you could just rush him and put the blitz on him and get a stop right there against Jimmy Garoppolo, then you have a very good chance. And number 2, I have to say get through that defense. Just fight through that defense if you're Kansas City. You have to fight through it. You know what? In order to be the best, you have to beat the best. So if you want to be that Super Bowl champion, then you got to beat the best defense right there. And, defense wins you ball games, but I truly believe that Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to dissect that 49ers defense, and I really think he's going to be able to read it very carefully. But you know what? It's not going to be like last year's Super Bowl where it was a defensive game. It was just maybe it was only a touchdown each for each team, for the Patriots and for the Rams. It was a field goal difference in that Super Bowl. But I'm expecting this one to be an action-packed one just because of these two quarterbacks and how these two teams are. And you know what? I'm still expecting a close game. I'm going to say 37-30. 37-30 is my guess for the Super Bowl this Sunday. Don't forget to watch that one. It's going to be on 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe you can find it on Fox. So make sure to tune in for that one. That's all the time we have left here inside of the 22 West Studios. I was your host, Alex Naveca. And remember, this episode of Sideline Sports Podcast was brought to you by Lean Mean Meals. Get your meal prep done with Mitch Dominguez, even maybe for the Super Bowl. You never know. He'll get you for your breakfast, your lunch, and even your dinner. Make sure he also has you on your detox juices along with your cold brew coffee. And remember, use my promo code Sideline10, and that'll save you 10% on all of your orders. I'll make sure to put the website down in the description down below. We'll see you guys next week. Alex Naveca. And if you're not on the sideline, it's not Sideline Sports Podcast. Have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you next week.